I spent 200 hours planning my best friend's wedding for free. When I heard her call me a farmer slave girl behind my back, I texted her that I wouldn't attend. When I asked why she said it, she shrugged and said, "It's not my fault you grew up poor." I just stared at the message. That was 4 months ago. Yesterday, she was sentenced to prison. Vanessa was my ride or die, so when she asked me to be her maid of honor, I happily accepted. I spent months planning, accounting for everything. Her tastes were extremely specific, so I had to make sure I didn't mess up anything. The napkin color, menu font, tablecloth material, all accounted for, all meticulously chosen by me. There were some days that I was so swamped with her, free of charge wedding planning, that I literally had to ask for days off of my literal job so I could focus. But I figured it was worth it, because I wanted Vanessa to have the beautiful day she deserved. Until one day, when I found out the truth about how Vanessa saw me. Up to this point, I had put in around 200 hours of free labor into building Vanessa's wedding. I had rescheduled doctor appointments and dates, all to work around her schedule. I heard her talking to her other friend in the changing room. Yeah, sometimes I wish Lily, me, wasn't so low class. I mean, it's just embarrassing being seen with her. But at least when people see her working for me, they assume she's just an underpaid worker, which is an upgrade from the farmer slave girl vibe she's always giving off. A sudden rush of emotion pressed against my eyelids. I felt my knees buckle, and I had to resist the urge to break down. She knew me being poorer was my biggest insecurity. She knew how much I had worked to get where I am today. I could have canceled all of the wedding plans. I could have let her wedding day become one big, large-scale prank. I could have thrown thousands of her dollars down the drain, but I didn't do any of that. Instead, I continued to plan her wedding, because I still believed that beneath it all, Vanessa was a good person. I did decide on one thing, though. I would not be attending the wedding. I texted her the day before, letting her know of my absence and what I had heard her say about me. I clarified that there was no bad blood, but I just didn't think someone with any negative emotions should even be there when she gets married. She didn't reply. And the day after her wedding, I blocked her number because I knew she had taken advantage of me and never wanted to talk to her again, TBH. I didn't hear from her again until her Instagram post came up on my feed 3 days later. It was one of those slideshow posts, and each photo was a photo from the intricately planned wedding she had. So lucky to have had time to plan all this all by myself. It was hard, but nothing good worth having is ever easy, was the caption. In the comments, her friends were all praising her, offering 4 or even 5 figures for Vanessa to plan their wedding, money that could have been mine. But it was obvious the post was to get a reaction from me, so instead, I just blocked her on everything. Goodbye, Vanessa. Fast forward 3 months, and I was living my life without her. And I assumed Vanessa was too. Boy, was I wrong. I was pulling out of my driveway on the way to work when I noticed my brakes felt mushy. Luckily, I had just gotten in a car crash a few years back, so I was ultra paranoid of this kind of thing. So as soon as I noticed, I got the car to stop and called a mechanic. What he told me broke my heart. Someone had tampered with my brakes, and there was only one person who had my spare car key, Vanessa. Usually, I'm not the type of woman to get angry, but I'm never the type of woman to get walked all over. So when I realized